This is Kugan Cassius for IFL TV. We're at the WBC convention here in Thailand. Delighted to be joined by a very familiar face in Miss Katie Taylor. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Kugan. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm all good. Thailand's a bit full on, isn't it? It's like everything's like quite full on.
Yeah, it is full on, and we were just talking a few minutes ago about the jet lag. It's absolutely killing me, but I'm doing okay.
But there's some big names here. Obviously, yourself, Alexander Usyk, Roberto Duran's here, Devin Haney's here. So yeah, you're in good company.
Absolutely, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Alexander Usyk, and I got a chance to actually have dinner with Roberto Duran last night. So one of my heroes, and just being surrounded by greatness all week is absolutely phenomenal. This is also my first WBC convention, so it's been an amazing week.
Do you know what's funny is that you're saying that you're rubbing shoulders with them, but they're probably saying in different interviews, they're probably saying, "Oh, I was rubbing shoulders with Katie Taylor."
I wouldn't say so.
I reckon they are, to be fair. What's happening with you? Can you give us a little summary of your current situation?
Yeah, I'm just enjoying life at the moment. I'm still training. I'm still ready to step back in the ring with whoever at some stage next year. But right now, I'm just enjoying a bit of downtime as well. This is probably the first kind of break I've had in my whole career, both as an amateur and professional. So it is nice to have this time as well. But yeah, I still am in the gym. It just happened. It hasn't been as intense, which has been nice mentally for me and physically, and it's been nice just to relax and reflect on life and on my career also.
Right, before I start chucking names at you for clickbait, right, when you say like having a break for you is probably quite unusual over the years for you to have this kind of time out to etc. But do you get itchy knuckles, or are you like wanting to kind of get back into camp? Like, how does that work with you?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the breaks has been actually very, very good for me. I feel like mentally fresh right now. The desire to actually step back and drink a fight is there. I'm loving life at the moment, but I'm also very, very excited to step back into the ring. And I think I'm going to be coming back with more heart, more desire for my sport. And I think this break has been badly needed.
Right, here we go. I'm going to chuck some names at you. You knew this was coming anyway. Let's start with Ronda Rousey. What is going on?
Yes, that's a good question. I seen all the headlines just like everybody else, but it's an interesting one, isn't it? I don't know how that story came about, but I am very, very open to fights like that. It is an interesting fight. I mean, in terms of she's an iconic figure. If she has an interest in fighting me, I'm all for that.
All right, let me just pull you up on something you said. You don't know where it come about. Are you telling me that there's been no conversation between teams of Team Rousey and Team Taylor about a potential fight? No?
As far as I know, there has been no conversation, so I really don't know where that story came from. I woke up one morning and seen all the headlines, and I'm like, where has this come from? But people seem to be interested in it. And if that's a fight that she's interested in, I'm all for that. I'm very open to the idea of that.
She's a legend in her field, you're a legend in your field. So ultimately, whether it's rumours or not, that's something that is interesting to you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, she is an iconic figure in her own right. She's at one stage probably the best female athlete in the world. She's been on a break obviously for years, and she's not a natural boxer, I know, but if that is a fight that people are interested in, I'm all for it. I'm ready to step in with whoever really, and if Ronda Rousey is that fight, well, so be it.
Do you remember the conversation a few years ago where people were saying who would win out of Ronda Rousey and Floyd Mayweather? Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I had to pull lots of people up on that question, but yeah.
I'm not asking you who wins, by the way.
It is. It's crazy, but that's what I'm saying. That's how big she was back then. That's how much of an icon she was. She was probably one of the biggest sports people in the world at that time. So she was absolutely huge, an iconic figure, a pioneer in her sport, and she's an absolute legend. And that word legend gets thrown around way too often, but she is a legend.
Right, next name. this is a wild card, and this is very unlikely, right? But I'm just going to chuck it in there anyway because of your history. Taylor Serrano 4.
I don't. I think everyone's sick of Taylor Serrano at this stage. But I think it's 3-0. So
I was going to say it's quite conclusive, isn't it? So
I can put that one to bed.
yeah. Finally, you had to beat her 3 times for people to stop talking about it. Then you get me going on about it. Chantel Cameron.
Yeah, listen, I think she has to fill out an arena herself for that fight to happen. So let's see if she can actually do that. Let's see if she can if she can add value to the fight, basically. And I'm at a stage of my career where I want to make smart business moves as well, and she has to add some value to the fight. It shouldn't all be on me to make that fight happen and to fill out an arena. In the last fight, she was obviously on my undercard in the last fight. She was boxing at 5 p.m. I was still in my hotel room, you know, I was obviously the main event. That fight wasn't even televised, I don't think, on Netflix. So, yeah.
Just from a personal perspective, somebody who's holds a win over you, obviously you avenged it in the rematch, but where it sits at 1-1, does that mean anything to you? That because you fought Serrano 3 times and you beat her twice. There's argument there shouldn't have even been a third fight, but you've done what you've done with that. With this one, it's a bit different because she holds a win over you. You've avenged the first fight, but from a personal perspective, does that mean anything to you that you want to kind of close that chapter or not really?
I mean, I feel like the second fight was obviously a lot different. I stepped into the ring the second fight, a much different fighter, a much healthier fighter. So I have peace over that. I don't really feel like I have to prove anything to myself or to anybody else. I have to win over her. I know I'm a much better fighter than her. So yeah, I mean, I don't feel the need to fight her again, but at the same time, I understand that it is 1-1. It probably does make sense to fight her again. So, but she needs to add some value. Yeah.
Right, 2 more things before I let you go. Where do you see at the moment? Because I had a conversation with a female fighter a couple of weeks ago about where women's boxing is, and I think that everything over the last few years has been kind of, well, it's Katie Taylor, and then it's everything else beneath it. That's the kind of perception there's been. There's great female fighters, especially from the UK and wherever else, but where do you see women's boxing now? Do you think it's taken a little dip, or where do you think it is? Because somebody said to me, I won't kind of mention the name, but they said that basically if Katie Taylor isn't fighting, no one's really interested anymore in women's boxing. And I was like, I'm not sure about that comment, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think there's, like I said, there's so much talent out there. That some of the talent that I see coming up is it's unbelievable. The likes of TMA, Aiden, absolutely phenomenal. All these girls coming up are really, really special talents. But you obviously need fights that are going to capture the imagination of fans. It's those kind of fights that people are wowed by, and we just have to make those fights happen. You need personalities that capture the imagination of fans as well. But I think that women's boxing is in a very, very healthy place in terms of talent, but we have to make the big fights happen again, and we have to fill out those arenas again, and we have to capture the imagination of fans again. So I think there is great potential there, and I think women's boxing is in a very, very healthy place with the talent that we have.
Obviously, I'm sure people like Clarissa Shields and kind of people from America like that Clarissa Shields been doing amazing since obviously she turned over, etc. So there'll be people that will argue that. I was talking more from a British and Irish perspective more so than anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like Clarissa Shields, Michaela Meyer, they're all big stars, big names. And there's going to be huge fights out there for likes of TMA, for likes of Ellie Scottney. These UK girls are absolutely phenomenal. And there's some amazing fights against US fighters as well. So, like I said, I really feel like women's boxing is in a healthy place, and I'm very, very excited to see some of those matchups as well.
Do you think you'd ever get in the cage?
I would definitely consider it, but whether it would be a good thing for me or not, I have zero.
Can you kick? I know you can play football, obviously, but can you kick?
No, I have no experience with kicking or my ground game or wrestling or any of that. So I think I would need a bit of training if I was going to go into the cage.
Well, I've got a friend here, Jim, who's willing for you to kick him in the leg. Do you want to try it, Jim? No. He's 56, so don't do it.
You've got good experience as a punching bag.
I've got a wife who's hard as tough, and if I get out of line, I'll get more than a kick round the shins, you know what I mean?
Right, look, I'm going to leave you alone in a second, because I know you hate doing interviews as well, but this is the longest we've actually chatted, but I think because you're out of fight week as well. What if there was a situation where it was one fight in the ring with Rousey and then one in the cage? Would you consider that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would absolutely consider that. Yeah. Let's put it in the contract. One fight in the ring, one fight in the cage, and yeah, I'd be very, very open to that. I'd also be very excited about that.
I don't believe there's a sport that you would compete in that you weren't like doing it at elite level. Like, I think you're just one of them weird people that's just good at everything.
Well, thanks for that, Kieran.
There was a compliment in there somewhere. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, last one. Jake Paul, obviously, and obviously it's not oversaid, but what he's done, especially in women's boxing in a very short space of time, needs applauding forever, because it's there to see. But this situation he's found himself in now with Anthony Joshua, what are your honest thoughts about this? I know, like, you've got kind of not loyalty, but you can kind of, you give a subjective view on this.
About Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, I mean, I can't believe the fight's happening, to be honest. He goes from fighting Gervonta to fighting AJ. I give him so much credit for actually taking the fight, but I don't think it's going to end well for him. Anthony Joshua is a huge puncher. He's a genuine heavyweight, and even the size difference is so visible as well. I look what Anthony Joshua did to Ngannou, and look what he's done to so many genuine heavyweights. So this is insane to me that this fight is actually happening. Well, you have to give Jake Paul some credit for actually taking this fight. Fair play to him. He's either really stupid or an absolute genius.
There is an element to that, and also the fact that we know he's getting paid a ridiculous amount of money for it. So take that aside, whether it's 50, 100 million, whatever it is, but you're going in there with, like, it's not a British level heavyweight. It's not a substandard heavyweight. This is a former unified world champion that is probably arguably the hardest puncher in the division with Wilder. I mean, it's insane, isn't it?
It is insane. I'm just hoping that Jake Paul doesn't get seriously hurt, to be honest, and this could be the end of Jake Paul's boxing career. If he does get seriously hurt, I'd be surprised if it went past a few rounds. Like everyone's saying, Anthony Joshua is a huge puncher, but just fair play to Jake Paul for taking the fight. And Jake Paul gets a lot of stick, doesn't he, because he hasn't got a boxing background, but he has got an entertainment background, and boxing is an entertainment business, and that's why he's able to get these fights over the line. That's how he's able to get these fights on Netflix. So he's done a remarkable job in boxing over these last few years, and what he's done for women's boxing especially has been absolutely exceptional. I have a lot of respect for him, and I'm very, very grateful for him, but for him to take this fight against a genuine heavyweight is madness, in my opinion.
If there was an equivalent for yourself, would you consider, I don't know who to kind of name as somebody, would you fight that person, but if there was somebody that came from an influencer background and you were getting paid a ridiculous amount of money, is it something you would think about, or probably not, or what?
If you're getting paid a ridiculous amount, it would be stupid not to consider it. I mean, professional boxing is a very, very short career. You have to make some smart business moves as well. So it's not all about the money for me, but it is. I want to make as much money as I can as well, and so I want my legacy to be intact, but I also have to be smart financially also.
Absolutely, you're not doing it for nothing, and obviously you've completed boxing anyway. So I suppose these kind of opportunities, if it does come, then yeah, obviously. Katie Taylor, thank you very much for giving me such a long amount of your time. Have you got anything else you'd like to add?
No, not really, Coogan. It's great to see you. I haven't obviously seen you in years now, so it's great to finally sit down and chat. And
Is that your wedding ring there?
this is my wedding ring, yes. Yep.
Absolutely. How is married life? All good?
Married life is great, thank God. Yeah, I've been married for a couple of years now, and things are going great. Me and my husband live a very, very quiet life in Connecticut, and we're very happy. Yeah.
Wonderful to hear. Katie Taylor, much appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of your time here in Bangkok. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you so much, Coogan.